Well, I have to say good morning, everybody. This is Secondhand Dan coming to you from Homosassa, Florida land. It's a slightly humid morning around 7:15 on my way to the auction. I'm going as a buyer. Don't look like I'll be the seller today, as I've been laid off. It was 2 weeks ago I got another day of selling in, but I'm kind of on a holding pattern. If they get somebody doesn't show up, they might call me in. But anyway, something's going on ahead of me here in traffic. So take a look, ski. We got some police presence. I count at least maybe 5 police cars up ahead. So it's slowing us down, but it's probably adding another couple minutes to my commute here. I see a smashed car. 2 smashed cars. One there and one over there. I got, now it's all behind me. Got some cows, lots of cows. I'm still about 20 minutes out from the auction. 7:14 right now. The preview starts at 7:30, but I previewed it online, Dudley's Auction. If you want to check out Dudley's Auction to see where I've been working and what they're actually selling. You can see them on Facebook and YouTube. On YouTube they run a video. It's usually under 10 minutes long, and on Facebook there's usually several hundred pictures of what the sale is going to be. They put that out on the Monday before the auction. I had the privilege or the fun of actually maybe it was 2 or 3 times last year. I was the preview guy. I ran around with the GoPro and up and down the aisles and did commentary, and they posted that on the preview the night before the auction. So I was hoping to do some more of that this year, but it hasn't happened. So, but it's still been an adventure. So I'll check it out when we get to the auction. I'll show you what's happening this morning. All right, there's a buggy. Unlike a lot of buggies I have seen, I guess it's considered a sandrail. He breaks for snakes, according to his license plate on there. Alright, well, I'm probably less than 10 minutes away from the auction house. I just wanted to share that interesting vehicle with you. Okay, we have arrived. Auction today, it's insane. I always go through the gate and park around back. There is parking on this side of the gate, but we're all creatures of habit. I've been parking back here for years now, and it's been working. 95% of the time I get the exact same spot, if I'm on time. Let's see if it's still there. I usually park next to it's a telephone pole back here that has an electric outlet on it. It looks kind of sort of like my spot would be available, except I think somebody took their half out of the middle. Oh, this guy's taking my spot. Oh, I can probably still squeeze in here though. I call it a telephone pole. It's actually a tree with a outlet on it. I actually did get into my same spot. There's the electrical outlet, and guess what I was calling a telephone pole is this tree here. It's as straight as a telephone pole. All right, well, locking the truck up. And let's do some previewing. Under this canvas back here, this canvas awning, they call this row 9. So when we call the would-be bidders to a certain section, a lot of times they're running 2 auctioneers, and they'll say, we're going to do row 9, come on down, check out row 9. So crowd will break in 2, and the group will follow one auctioneer, and a group will follow the other auctioneer. Depending on what you saw at the preview, which auctioneer you're probably going to follow. Now, I don't recall anything here on row 9 that I was into from the previews I saw on the internet. Coffee smells good. There's a concession stand. Good morning.
Morning. Are you vlogging now?
Oh, I've been doing that for a couple years now.
Oh yeah, nice.
Maverick, buddy. Come here, Maverick. How you doing, huh? Where's your collar? Elvis has not left the building. So, are these CDs? Yeah. There's a little dolly in there. This is row 8. Now, for the most part, the things that I would have an interest are in the parking lot out here. Even though they run like 3 rows in the parking lot, they don't call them by number, they just say the parking lot. That's usually where we always start the sale off. There's a hey Dino!
How you doing?
I am most excellent.
Hey, you got a check in there.
Alrighty.
I know that breaks your heart.
Yeah, it's only half of what they normally would be, and I don't think I'll be on the next payroll. You never know, though. One of you guys could take a day off.
Never know.
Now here's a lawn tractor. It looks just like the one I have. Mine is gray.
Don't get these days off.
It's definitely a dead ringer for mine, except I don't have, well, I got a different lever there. But this looks 90% like the lawn tractor. I bought it at the auction here. But this is a 19 horsepower, mine's a 20 horsepower. What's the difference besides 1 horse? All right, breakfast is served. Yum. Okay, we got a skateboard valve cover. You couldn't ride it. Baseball bats. If you know anything about baseball bats, sometimes there's some good ones in there. They got the right model and signature. This is a Mickey Mantle model. I don't know enough about baseball bats. Not everything that says Mickey Mantle is going to be good, but right now I have a ticket from a 1972 baseball game listed with a online auction company. It's a Roberto Clemente's last game that he played in the major leagues. It was his 3,000th hit. and it's doing pretty good. It's up in the upper thousands of dollars right now, and it's still got about 5 days to go. That was something I found a year ago at a sale. So I didn't know what it was worth when I bought it. I'm glad that it's doing really well. That's the biggest score I've ever had. Before that, I think the biggest score I ever had was $5,000 for a fishing lure.
We got a lifetime warranty on
Adam.
everything this morning. Hey, what's up, Dan?
Hey, Greg.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yes, it is.
Dave.
All right, there's only about half as much as what they often have out here in the parking lot. There was something I saw on the pictures. This toolbox. And those valve covers are something I'm interested in. Sometimes I try to buy something heavy duty and try and make a few bucks. I saw these, but then I realized that Googling them, they're only worth brand new, only $200. I don't plan on staying till the end of the auction today. I'll probably pick those things up $5. Yeah, it hasn't been rained on. So I'm interested in the torch set. Some things you'll see from the previous week because they did not feel that the bidders were bidding properly on that item, so they'll pass on it. Rather than come down to where some bidders are waiting for you to get down to the $5 mark on just about everything, and that's not fair to the consigners or actually to the auction house because they have to make enough money to keep this business going. This is row 7. Swing around, and this is row 6. This is basically how the preview is done on YouTube, and the like you'll hear the auctioneer Robert Dudley or sometimes the auctioneer Dean. You're going down the aisle and say, and we have 3 boxes of collector's cards. You want to check those out? And over here we got Christmas stuff. We have shoes. We have the genie's bottle. The genie got out. Baseball gloves. Carved mask. This is called 5.5 because you'll see they got numbers. Here's 4. That's actually my chair. I own that. I brought it in and it didn't get sold, and I've been using it when I get tired of standing around. 4, 5. So they call this 5.5 between the pillars. Now, the few items that I am interested in, I think there's got some real good potential of making a couple dollars on them. But there's the morning announcement. This is row 5. Row 4 has a little showcase to start it off. Well, you never know which end they're going to start at. Silver plate. These red sticks are between consigners. So this red stick here and this red stick here means everything between those sticks belongs to one seller. And that seller, in this case, has been assigned a number 722. So on this side of the stick is a different seller. This is seller number 843. You come back down here, jump on the other side of this stick. We're to 862, and there's another stick. So even though we have stereo equipment and stereo equipment, they're different sellers. See, this one's 846, this is 862.
Morning.
Good morning. I get a lot of good mornings because I've been one of the auctioneers here for the past 3 years, so 90% of the people that come to the sale know who I am. Bassinet, if it goes ridiculously cheap, it's pretty big and bulky, but I don't have the means to move things easily like this while I'm down here in Florida. I was in an antique mall, but I pulled out. I just didn't have the time or the oomph to keep the antique mall here in Florida stocked, because I also in an antique mall back up in Florida. I mean, back up in Pittsburgh. So, and I'm willing to liquidate everything I have and kind of sort of start over again, but being a little more choosy. And that's what today is about. I'm going to be choosy. Whereas I used to buy, an item for $5 and say, oh, I can probably get 20, 25 for it. Nah, I'd rather spend $15 and get 50, or spend $20 and get 100. So I'm passing on some of the lower priced opportunities. But that's how I cut my teeth in this business. But that was like 25 years ago. I did a lot of flea markets, but I don't do flea markets anymore. So that $5 item that's going to bring 25, you may still have to haul it up to the flea market 3 different times before you can find the buyer for it. That's a pretty set of flatware. I'm not sure what the market is on something like this anymore. Yep. Pretty to look at, delightful to hold, but now if they're sterling, there's where the money is, because they're worth their weight in silver. And it's a good way to own silver, just like owning gold. I took silver a couple years ago. I had knives and candlesticks and stuff like that were sterling. And some more weighted, which usually means they had like a glob of putty in the base or something like that. So I tore all that off. The knives were maybe a stainless steel butter blade in it, but the handle was a sterling silver. So I stripped it all down and I melted it and made one big lump out of it, and did my homework to make sure that when I cashed it in somewhere, I took it up to a We Buy Gold and Silver place, that I got a fair price for it. He tried to lowball me, but I did all right on it, considering it was just silver scrap. I think it was actually laying out in my yard for a while. Check this guy out here. I brought him in almost like a month ago, and he's still here. See, I am seller 605, and that's my number on there. So I don't care if they sell them soon or not. Heck, they could wait till the beginning of October and sell them. Well, I guess we previewed just about everything here. So the sale's getting ready to start in probably another 5 minutes. So I'll get you going. We can watch some of the sale taking place. Well, they keep reminding me there is a envelope in the office for me.
And then once you register,
There's the office.
debit card number.
There's the baby.
When you're all done, you come back in here at the end of the day to check out.
And
And then
this
you
is me.
get a there's buyer's premium today.
Yeah, so
With
that's
credit
what
card
it is.
15%, cash and check is 13%,
Okay.
6% sales tax.
On top of the 20% beyond everything I'm getting on.
Yeah, and then as you're ready, you're welcome.
8:01. This auction should be going any minute now. See? Dudley's Auction. That's me. All right, let's get back out in the parking lot. They should be literally starting like now. Let's go. Now. Let's go.
Baseball bats in case you want to straighten somebody up. A little red man. It's better just to use a gun.
All right, well, the sale usually starts right here on this corner 99% of the time, and then works its way down that row, and then it comes up the middle row, and then makes a turn and goes down this row. And usually sometimes after they get done with the middle row, maybe after this row here's been started, though, I like to send an auctioneer out back, and one auctioneer will finish this up, and then he'll end up back there also. So we'll see how it goes. There was something I'm looking for. Was a bucket of keys. I actually made a tidy little sum last year. I bought a bin full of keys. They were all unused brass blanks, and I was able to scrap them for a couple $100. So
I had a business there.
I don't expect this bucket of keys is going to be that deep, but I just wanted to make sure, just in case it was, 30 pounds of keys, like for $5. I think last time I must have had about 60 pounds of keys or something like that. Morning, Robert.
Hey, come on, how you doing there?
Excellent.
Good, glad to hear it.
There's a PA system where all the sound comes out. The auctioneer's wearing a cordless microphone. When they break up into two, the other auctioneer will have a contained unit. It'll have a little speaker goes on the belt here, and with a wire running up to the microphone. All right, well, I think it's about 8:10, so I don't know what we're waiting for. Usually we're no later than a minute or two.
You're looking nice today. Thanks. I'll be able to get my boobs out.
I like these wheel covers. These are Edsel wheel covers. They have some potential to make some money. I believe that's E for Edsel. And here's some Ford wheel covers, but I suspect these are reproductions. They're in such great condition. But these would be hard to reproduce, and the demand wouldn't be as big as something, because these are like a catch-all. They do a lot of different Fords, but these are pretty much you only want to put them on an Edsel. This toolbox here. Let me take a look inside. I think this is a sleeper item. I haven't really seen anybody else looking at it. The fact that the steel latch closed.
Hey, it's a cool toolbox, isn't it?
It is. It is. I hope it goes home with me.
These are nice too.
Edsel, yeah. Everybody needs Edsel wheel covers.
Hi, Dan. I'm over here.
Adam, again with the Adam. All right. I thought you was trying to.
No, I'm a showman.
Okay.
Seriously.
Do a little soft shoe for us.
Watch me poke myself with a dart.
Hey, where's the dog's collar?
He got a bath.
Ah, okay.
He demands a bath once a week, and
Whether he needs it or not?
yeah, well, he lets me know when he needs a bath. Yeah.
Okay, probably the same time you're taking a shower, huh?
Yeah. Well, me and him get a bath once a week.
All right. What's the delay here? What's the delay?
Well, I don't know.
So I have no interest in any of those first couple of items coming down here. No interest. No interest. No interest in fishing rods. It isn't until we get to that table over there that I'm willing to throw some money at it. Gas-powered edger. You know, I've seen those machines. I don't think I've ever seen anybody using one.
Got the rainbow.
Oh, yeah, commercial spread right there, go commercial line, for the line, the rest, better, you go right now, $100 way to go down, $50 way to go, $29, $25, line, right here, $25, where to go, $20, time to go to $20, here we go, got a little break, some go right there, came from the same state, I clean the state right there, now, give it $100, $50,
So a little pressure washer. See, if he goes down but so low, and if he doesn't go get a bid, he says moving on. That's something I had to learn to do when I first started working with him. I'm used to working with an auctioneer that everything sells, even if it got down to $1. Because for one thing, we rented a fire hall for the event, and you had to be out of the hall. Here he has the option of just leaving it on the ground for a week. And so you can come back to it and try it again next week. And that actually works a lot of times. Or sometimes you'll get down to $10 on an item and nobody bids on it. They want you to go to $5. You don't do it. You come back next week, the item might sell for $30.
On wheel there, when he's 25 on the pair, $25 now, $30, $35 now, $40, $45 now, $50 now, $55 now, $60 now, $70 now, $80 now, $85, $90, $95. 95 now to 100 now, 10 now, 120 now, 130 now, 140 now, 150, 160 now, 170, 160, 170, 170, 180, 170, 180, 170, 180, 180, 190, 180, 190, 190, 190, 192, 192, 192. Hold out, 190, 155, 155, 2 corner covered right there, give me 10 dollars. A little bit of a 10 apiece, 10 apiece.
All right, good news. I did pick up that green-looking amplifier for the CV unit, $5, and I did my homework the night before. Figuring it's like $150 maybe resale on it, and then they sold the balance of the table sitting next to it, $5 for everything else. So it's a CV and some other kind of amplifier. I figured I'd go ahead and why not $5? You know, beats playing the lottery. All right, let's see where we're at. It's coming up soon is a 4-barrel carburetor. I don't expect I'll be the high bidder on that, but let's make sure it doesn't go too cheap.
Sandblaster, yeah, top piece only there. We sold it all. What's in there? All right, you buy me a top piece of blaster and the bucket of sand or the container of sand. We do 28 out loud, 28 ago, 28 ago, 25, 28 out, 25. 28 out, 25, 28 out, 25, 28 out, 25, 28 out, 25, 28 out, 25.
So they should be down to the carburetor in like 5 minutes.
313. Now you buy the card that's sitting on with whatever's in it.
All right, I'm going to give you a little recap and then close this one out. So let's take a look at what I bought again. The last thing I bought, I got the pair of them. They're pole saws. I have a dead tree, and I need to start cutting it up. So chainsaw would be easier, but a chainsaw is a lot more expensive. So for $7.50, I got these 2 pole saws and a cooler. And there was actually 1 or 2 other things. I just left them there. I didn't care for them. That's some old brooms or something like that. Back here I have my Edsel wheel covers. Bought those. And here's that green amplifier. It was $5. And then for $5 more, I got, I think it's some other type of amplifier, or is it a power source? It's an amplifier, so he's got the antenna threads on the back, so, and a Lafayette CB, and it came with also antenna, so with some cable. So maybe I'll try and bench test the CB, which will also maybe be an opportunity to bench test the amplifier. I also got the Ford toolbox, oval toolbox, so show you inside it. It's not dented or scratched, it's just filthy on top. See how clean it is on the inside. Thing with this game is I'm always hoping that, oh, sorry about that. Well, one item will pay the bill for all the other items I bought, and then you start thinking about profit no matter what you get for their balance. So I'm thinking either the toolbox or the wheel covers are going to pay for everything, and then some. Here I have a box I'm actually packed up. There's a small boombox radio inside there. This box was actually longer. I cut it down and I got this packed up. It's going to New York. I think it sold for $50. I may have had $5 in it. So when it's all said and done, eBay fees and shipping costs, maybe I'll have made $30, $35 on it. So, all right, well, thanks for hanging with Secondhand Dan here at Dudley's Auction. That's in Inverness, all right? It's supposed to rain, and we need gray skies. Well, bluish gray. All right, everybody. Thank you. Like and subscribe. Bye.